Hey everybody. Um, just want to extend an invitation for specific groups of people to book sessions with me. I've been doing a lot of readings lately, and there are many of you who have particular planets and alignments that are being triggered and activated right now. And having an astrology session with me would be very valuable and beneficial at this time. So, if you have any Aries placements, if your North Node is in Aries, if your South Node is in Aries, if your Saturn is in Aries, okay, so if you're born 1988, 87, 89, if your Saturn is in Aries, or if you're born 1995, 96, 97, your Saturn is in Aries. Um, so if you have any Aries placements, I wanna work with you. I want to talk with you. Things are coming up. Things are surfacing in your life that are requiring you to um, move through some intense karmic energies at this time. If you have any Gemini placements, if your North Node is in Gemini, if your South Node is in Gemini, if your Sun, Moon is in Gemini, I want to talk to you. I want to work with you. If you have any Pisces or Virgo placements, especially if your nodes are in Pisces or in Virgo, I want to work with you. I want to talk with you. There are a lot of things that I'd like to inform you about at this time. There are a lot of groups out there that are experiencing things coming up in their lives where they feel a total derailment or a sense of confusion and loss and frustration. So, if things are coming up for you in your life right now, even if you don't have any of these specific placements, I want to be of service to you. Having an astrology reading with me is very valuable in that I can highlight the transits that are affecting you and show and give you a time period of how long certain things that may come up for you at this time are going to last, but also connect it to the bigger picture and the higher purpose and the spiritual process of why you are going through any type of crisis or chaos in right now. So, for example, a couple weeks ago, I had an emergency reading to give to somebody, a friend of mine who has been going through a divorce, just this long divorce, and before about a week or so before he booked a reading with me. Um, the divorce was settled. They were done. It was no more in the courts, just they finished it. But however, somebody in his wife's family, ex-wife's family, um, is suing him. So he was served papers of a legal case about a few days after the divorce settled and ended. So he's being sued for over $100,000, couple $100,000. Okay. And so he wanted a session. He said, "Hey, Mario, what the fuck is going on? Can you look at my chart? Can you explain why this is going on? Like, I've already been dealing with this divorce for years. All this should be done and over. And now they're pulling this shit on me. What the fuck?" And I'm looking at his chart. He's an Aries North node. Not only that, he's also a Libra Sun conjunct his South Node, and he's also Saturn in Aries as well. So he's a Saturn in Aries, Saturn in Aries, North Node in Aries. Um, and the timing of what happened for him, right? So he was served papers by this person who serves people, right? Um, being informed that he's going to get sued. So I'm looking at his chart and um I'm seeing the Chiron return. That's the other thing. So he's been going through a Chiron return, a Saturn return, and a North Node return all at once. So the night he was served papers was literally when Mars, Mercury, and Saturn were within a conjunction late April. And that conjunction occurred directly on his North Node. And North Node is the future, it's destiny, it sponsors fated events. And anything crossing over the North Node is also opposing the South Node. So karmic things can surface at the same time. And his natal Saturn is all the way at the last degrees of Aries. So so he's going through a lot right now. And I was able to help him center and ground and come to a place of understanding and surrendering the bullshit that he's dealing with. So it's just it was so amazing to see that Mercury, which Mercury represents the messenger, the courier, right? Carrying messages, delivering messages, information, and Saturn, right? Saturn, authority, government, courts, systems, law, right? And then Mars, conflict, right? Conflict, agitation, battle, fighting, right? But also anger and reaction and impulse. So Saturn also limits, right? These three planets were aligned on his north node. So that night during that alignment, an actual messenger brought him paper of information tied to the legal structures, Saturn, right, to be sued. And I'm telling him, like, this was literally something like this was meant to happen. This is a process that's meant to happen for you right now, and I'm sorry. And he's just like, it's just I'm so fucking pissed about it. But he gave no reaction. He didn't retaliate. He didn't call, you know, the family member, the ex-wife or anything. So he just remain calm. And this person I'm talking about, he's a very unique individual with a very profound life path, journey, and experience. I don't want to reveal too much about him, but this dude, he is a very special, amazing individual who's very tapped in to occult secrets and walking a very unique path, is a real deal sorcerer, shaman, many different things. So him going through this was it's been a big deal for him. And I explained how the Mars is the gasoline. The Mars is throwing the gas to the fire so there can be a total eruption and all of that. So I explained to him, okay, but you're also going through your Saturn return. Your North Node is in Aries, your South Node is in Libra. So what does that mean? Okay. South Node in Libra, this is an indication, and your Sun is conjunct your South Node, that you lived a lot of past life experiences where you never fully develop your own individualized persona. You never got to be an authentic individual living in your own expression, living in your own truth. You're always repressed some way by either social etiquettes, the environment, or in relationships. You were always compromised. So you never got to fully flourish in all that you desire to be. And I use the example, I always use this example for South Node Libra people because this is a good one to understand. It's like imagine being gay, a couple hundred years ago in a society, in a culture that shuns it and will kill you, right? So you never got to say, I'm gay, I love men, fuck yeah, this is who I am, right? Because of the social environment, because of the culture and all that. So a you never got to become fully developed as an individual in your own authentic expression, and it got suppressed. So South Node Libra people, they deal with that kind of karma of not being free in who they are as an individual. But for this particular person, according to what he's going through, is he has lived a lot of, well, he's lived an experience in marriage where he was completely compromised. His energy completely siphoned and compromised and couldn't fulfill his true work, what he's actually here to accomplish because of the compromising marriage, the compromising relationship. And this is why all this karma has been activated because the divorce process began when Chiron first crossed over his north node. And that was him realizing, I can't be in this. I can't do this. It's been decades we've been together. I can't do this any longer, right? And then when his Chiron returned to his natal Chiron position, that's when he understood, okay, I have to go forward in this process of divorcing, right? And he's been in this process for a few years now, and it's finally come to an end, right? The judge made, everything was settled. But then somebody in the family said, "Nah, fuck that. We want more. So we're gonna sue him for more, and we're gonna bring up this old shit from the past and see if we can hold that against him, right?" Um, so this shit comes up for him, and the good thing is that the issue that they brought up to sue him on was already settled in a previous case years ago. So they're trying to bring up things that have already been settled, so it doesn't really bear any weight. But the intention of it, right, is to derail him. The intention of it was to get a reaction, to get him mad, to get him start, right, breaking composure and acting out in a way that is completely contrary to who this man is and the work he's done to walk this very serious path of being a healer, of being a priest, of being a shaman, of being someone who knows the way, someone who knows the secrets, right? So so then I was able to bring the awareness of not just what's happening mundane, right, in the actual world, but what's also happening spiritually, right? Because this man going through his second Saturn return and having Neptune also in Saturn as well, and I know his background, I know the journey he's been on and how powerful and psychic and special he is. So I was able to translate it to him that this is a test, is what this is. Saturn is testing your integrity, in for you to demonstrate how much of your journey, your lessons, all the masters you've traveled the world to work with, and the things that you've learned, and the secrets and the orders that you have been brought into. Because this dude's serious deal, main character energy. You're being tested, because by the time this Saturn return apexes, because I think his Saturn was like at 28 degrees of Aries. I also think his moon was in Aries too, if I remember correctly. He's being tested, and I told him, like, when Neptune reaches your north node, and if I remember correctly, his north node's 10 degrees Aries, which is going to be a few years from now. Um, this is when the spiritual world, the beings you work with, and the work that you do are going to bring you in to deeper secrets and show you some very profound things, opening you up, right? And this is a test of your integrity to see how much you actually are embodying and have integrated and mastered at and no matter what is being thrown at you, because you're being hit directly in the heart. You're being challenged and being hit by spiritual forces that are working through these people to test if you're worthy enough to be brought deeper into the lessons, right? Because now your teachers are no longer becoming people that you can physically go to and visit. Your teachers are now evolving to beings from the spiritual world. And he was like, "Yep, that makes total sense. That's what That's what they've been telling me. That's like, and when he says that's what they've been telling me, it means like his the spiritual elements, spiritual forces he connects with, and he's like, all right, so okay, I mean, that's for him, it was very validating and reassuring because he was like, okay, all right, so I just have to go through this then, and continue to walk through this trial by fire process. And that was really reassuring for him. So, this is why having a reading with me is so important, and so valuable, especially if there are things coming up for you in your life. So if you are have any Gemini energy in your chart, Uranus is in Gemini, Neptune is in Aries, aspecting your Gemini placements. Pluto is in Aquarius, aspecting your Gemini placements. If you are an Aquarius sun, Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon, I want to talk to you. If you're Aquarius North node, Aquarius South node, I want to talk to you. I want to work with you. Now, for my North Node Aquarius people, okay, my 1971s, my 1972s, I think, and my 1990s, okay, also my North Node Leos. I really want to start talking with you and start working with you because the nodes are going to shift into Aquarius and into Leo, North Node Aquarius, North Node Leo on July 27th. Okay. And then a few days after that, July 29th, we're going to have the first Aquarius lunar eclipse, full moon in Aquarius lunar eclipse. This is very important because it's going to begin an 18-month long process of us going through a north node return or a node reverse nodal return where the eclipses are going to be occurring on the nodal axis of Leo and Aquarius. Reason why this particular year, this particular time is so significant, and I really want to work with you, really want to talk with you. If you have placements in Leo or Aquarius, or also fucking Taurus and Scorpio, because the grand fixed crossed energy going on here, really want to work with you, really want to talk with you and know what's going on in your life and be of assistance if I can. Um, Jupiter is entering Leo. Okay. The day on July 29th, the day of this Aquarius lunar eclipse, that's going to happen with the moon at 6 degrees Aquarius and the sun and Jupiter at 6 degrees Aquarius. This is extraordinary. This is an extraordinary kickoff in what is meant to be of the greater purpose of our life and why we are here and the work we're supposed to do. Which means massive changes are afoot if you're born with Leo, Aquarius placements specifically, but also Taurus, Scorpio placements as well are being affected by this nodal transit in a massive, massive, massive way. And it's going to be an 18-month long process beginning at the very end of July. Then going into August, we're going to have the first Leo new moon solar eclipse. Okay. Huge events are on the horizon for all of us. Things are meant to come up right now for all of us, especially as Uranus is forming the T squared to the north and south node, which is going to apex mid-June, June 12th. Everyone's life is destined to change in big ways right now. And how that is going to unfold, the things that may occur are going to vary in intensities and are going to vary at what areas of life are going to be affected. Okay. So please consider booking a session with me to be of service to you. And I'm not making this video because I need clients, I need sessions, I need to make money. That's not why I'm here. I'm making this video because I really want to be of service to you, and I want you to know that I can help. I can genuinely, seriously help and guide you in understanding the processes. Now, when I say help and guide you, doesn't mean that I'm not saying that you don't have your own guidance, you don't have your own intuition, right? I'm not saying that at all. So, having this knowledge of astrology is invaluable. So, again, I'll end it at that. Please consider booking a session. Let me be of service to you. Let me help you in whatever is coming up for you in life. It is my purpose. It is my mission. It is what I want to do here for you guys. All right. Now, one last very specific group of people that I want to ensure know that I really want to work with you. If you were born mid 1989, going into 1990, hit me up. Okay. Hit me up. I want to work with you because you're going through the nodal return. North node Aquarius, South node Leo, and Pluto is in Aquarius. And at some point, the North Node and Pluto are going to conjunct, and we're going to have eclipses that will also conjunct this Pluto in Aquarius. And us born in that time, especially 1990, okay, the first half of 1990, we are a very, very particular class of soul groups of people with certain classifications of why we've come here to planet Earth and the missions that we are choosing to have. So if you are experiencing awakenings, activations, things occur in your life right now, or this deeper sense of yourself that's wanting to emerge and come forth, come talk to me. Let me hear you out. I like to create and generate a safe space, and let me assist you in moving through this transition right now. Okay? With much love and respect and appreciation to all of you. Bye.